Hey, how's it going, everybody? Phlinger Phoo here, and by popular demand, I've had so many people ask me about the settings I use, what graphic settings I use, what game settings I use for soloing the Ark. So I wanted to get in here, do a quick video just to help you guys out, just to let you know the game settings that I use for soloing the Ark, because I think that makes one of the most well-rounded gameplay experiences for Ark Survival Evolved that I don't know, it's tailor fit to the way I like to do things. So where if you love to play the game, you don't want to have everything too easy, you don't want to have everything just handed to you, but you don't want to spend super amounts of time for it. So if you're looking forward to starting up a single player, you're looking forward to setting up a server, you're looking forward to playing with your friends, anything like that, feel free to use these settings in any way that you feel that you want to. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this video about 15 minutes. I'm already starting to ramble on. So I wanted to just get this covered, get it out there, and then let you guys know, because if you guys want to set up a really good challenging game that doesn't take forever and a day to play, this is it. All right, so hey, you know what? I'm gonna start off by let's lower down this music volume. All right, bam. Hey, no music. Oh, you know what? Let's get just a little bit of music in there. There we go. All right. So yeah, these right here are my graphical settings. Oh yeah, I run everything pretty much max for the most part, all except for shadows. I don't think having shadows on epic is anything important, but yeah. And then for anybody who's ever wondered, my control scheme setup. I know this is gonna look really freaking weird to a lot of people, all right? But yeah, this is my move forward. Everything is done on the number pad. Yeah. And that's it, because I'm left-handed. I mean, I'm both-handed. But man, everything just feels more natural doing it on the left hand. So yeah, I primarily use the number pad for all that other stuff, and then also for the whistles, like attack my target, attack neutral, and passive. Those are my arrow keys, or attack this target. Where's attack? Yeah, up. So where my attack this target is up on the arrow key, and then all neutral is right, all passive is down. And then left is all move to. That way there, I use these a lot when I'm fighting bosses and stuff. It's very, very important for me. All right, so with that, all right, so now we're into host local, and then here we are. For the most part, I'm not going to cover all these things. A couple of them I'm going to touch on, but for the most part, I'm just going to skip past them. Okay, so difficulty level 1.0. Most of the stuff is all 1.0. XP multiplier 1.0. I've noticed that when you're playing solo, if you bump this up, you level up way, way, way too fast. In the beginning of Soloing the Ark Season 4, I had this set at, I believe, 2, and it was just too fast. I was going way too fast. I turned it down when I think I hit level 20 because I just couldn't keep up with the content because I was leveling up so fast. So I had to lower that down. I actually, for a while, I had this running at 0.75 just so I could keep up, so I could do the video content as I was releasing it. Because, I mean, I got to a point where narcotics just weren't even that great for XP anymore. I was just going so fast. So I actually bumped this down to, I was getting negative XP there for a bit. All right, taming speed. This is at 6. It's sometime around, I think, episode 60. I think I upped this from 5 to 6. Yeah. That was when I started doing more and more videos. Yeah. Harvest amount, 3. I have that up there right there, so where when I take out a dino and then I harvest up a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, it doesn't take me forever in a day to get all the stuff. All the stuff for the most part is, yeah, just standard stuff. If you guys want to, you can pause this at any time, and then make sure that yeah, you can use these settings. Let's see. And here's one I wanted to touch on. Use single player settings. I do not use this. All right, in my season 2 of Soloing the Ark, I undid what they called the dino nerf at that time, and basically what that did is it lowered the health and the melee damage of all the dinos. That's what the nerf did. By undoing that, it reverted everything back to the original, and that's pretty much what use single player settings does. So if you prefer my season 2 content, go by all means, click use single player settings. And that right there will give you almost the exact same style of gameplay that we had in Season 2. For Season 4, I didn't want to do that. I wanted things to be as hard as possible, and I wanted it to be as close to the public servers, be it on PC, Xbox, or PS4, or whatever, Switch, mobile, whichever ones eventually come out. I wanted all of these... I wanted everything to be directly relatable. So if I were to ever click use single player settings, this would immediately invalidate every single thing I've done for Season 4. And that's why I refuse to turn that sucker on. All right, but yeah, that's basically the difference between it. In Season 2, I used... consider this checked. I had changed it in the .ini files. But now they have their own setting for it. So my Season 2, I had this. Season 4, I do not have this. All right, use Corpse Locator. If you're playing on this, make sure that you have that. And also max difficulty. Have that on that as well. All right, unlimited respecs. Make sure you have this checked. That way there, you can respec more than once per level. Because if you don't have that checked, and you use a Mind Wipe tonic, you have to level up again before you can use another one. If you're level 100, that creates a pretty big issue. All right, so make sure that you have this so where you don't have to level up, and then once you hit level 100, if you don't have this checked, you can't respec it anymore. All right. Okay, so now we're going to get into this. All right, allow flyer carry PvE. That one is very important. Make sure that you have that on. I covered this in the beginning of all of my seasons. I make sure have that on. It is important. All right, now let's go down all this. All right, non-permanent diseases, that should be unchecked. Okay. Let's see. Go down like this. Now, here pretty soon we're going to be getting to maturation times. This is something I want to cover. Okay. Mating interval. Now, this right here, normally... Oh, whoa. Normally, this is 1.0. 1.0. Okay. Whoa. Let me get back there. Mating interval. All right. Normal mating interval is 1.0. Okay. Now, when I'm playing the game, when I'm just doing regular episodes, I usually have this at 1.0 or at 0.5. But if earlier when I had it down to 0.1, I think I was just kind of casually doing some stuff for Sabretooth. That was it in one of my latest videos. But yeah, if I start doing a taming video, all right, you'll notice that when you turn this all the way down, it only goes down to 0.1. Now, this right here will still give you about a 15 to 20 minute timer on the dinos. If they're larger dinos, it'll be even more. But what I do for my taming videos is I go 0.0. Bam. And that right there makes no interval in between the breeding. So you can just constantly breed. Yeah, there's no change. Also, when I'm playing on the GE servers, that's the setting that we use as well. Okay, egg hatch speed, 60. That way there, it only takes a few minutes to hatch the egg. It doesn't take hours and hours, all right? Baby mature speed, 50. This right here, it means it takes probably about an hour for a baby to go all the way up to full. Okay? Not 2-3 days, because I don't have that amount of time when it comes to making videos. All right, resource respawn period, 0.25. This right here means that, say like I go out and I beat up some metal, this only takes 1/4 of the time it takes. All right, baby cuddle interval multiplier. Okay, now here's the thing. Whenever you change these right here, in order to get your interval multiplier at a nice stable way, a nice stable rate, you want to make sure that you do some math and you figure out what the cuddle interval needs to be so where you can actually imprint the dino 100%. This right here, I've done the math on this. So if you go with a 60 and a 50 for the egg hatch speed and baby mature speed, then 0.46 is kind of your target area where you want to be. All right, now with this 0.0, this is actually a negative reading on this. It reads no reading. So if we leave it at 0.0 for a mating interval and we load into the game, for that gaming session only, it will be 0.0. The moment I exit the game and close the game, this will reset back to 1.0. 1.0. It resets back to it. So every time I come in, I would have to change this. That's why I say normally I leave it at 1.0 unless I'm doing a breeding heavy episode, and then I'll manually change that. So it's just that recording session where I do that. All right, now here's another thing that I always try to do is day cycle speed. This right here, the smaller the number, the slower the day speed. Okay, same thing with the daytime speed. And you notice both these are half speed, which means my days are twice as long, and then the time where you actually have light is twice as long. Now my nighttime speed is 2.5, which means it's 1/5 of the regular time for night speed, because I can't record at night. It's just, yeah, nighttime happens in Ark. It's, you know, it's half the day. But if I have, my nighttime speed set, at 1.0, it means half the time I'm playing Ark, I wouldn't be able to record. Spoiling time. My spoiling time's at 2.0. I changed that back a while back, but yeah. Let's see. And for the most part, that's it. Everything else is the exact same as everybody else has. All right, now we're back. Now we're on to my lovely desktop. Okay, yeah, you guys remember this picture? Yeah, this is one of my favorite pictures I've taken while I was doing Arks. And, you know, it's of Snickerdoodle. I love the picture. I keep it up here. My other monitor actually has the one of my otter that I use every once in a while for my live streams. I love that picture as well. All right, now this one right here. Here we're going to be talking about how to get to the .ini file. Now, the easiest way to get to the .ini file is just browse local files. Bam. All right, you open that up, and then you go into this right here. You go into shooter game. All right, you go into saved. This right here is the Ark local files, or the save game files. This right here is all of your save game files. And you notice right here I have some backups. This one right here is a backup I made right as I started Scorched Earth. Okay, that's what this backup is, where if something ever goes wrong while I'm switching between the games, bam, I can do that right there. I also have another one that's of, this right here is of the current Scorched Earth, so where if anything ever happens, because I'm making a series on that, I want to make sure I have that. And also, this right here is the save for a Patreon server that we switched away from. We went to a different one. This one, I believe this is Ragnarok, where everybody was super breeding Allosauruses and stuff. Yeah, they asked me to keep it, so I kept it. Okay, now if you want to make backups, here's how you do backups. Okay, now if you go to, say, saved Arks local, bam, that right there. That is Soloing the Ark. This is the island. If I were to take this, drag over like this, copy, I could come over here and I could just create a new folder. Bam. New folder. Call this Season 4 Backup. Bam. Like this. And then paste it in here. And there we go. We just created a backup of your game. So where if anything bad happens, you can just delete this and then paste all this over into there. That's how you create a backup on PC. On Xbox and PS4, it's a little bit different. I would recommend using a USB stick, sticking the USB stick into the console, going up to the console commands, going up to the very top, on PS4 especially, and then accessing your download data, copy to USB, bam, you have it of that time slot right there. So where if you ever need to, you can always delete it and then move the new one over. All right, now with this one right here, all right, we just created a backup, so now we're going to back that up, or what we're going to move, and then we're going to go to, what is it? Saved Arks local. No, that's not it right there. We're going to go to config. Bam. All right, now Windows no editor. All right, now here we go. This right here is the meat and potatoes of your game settings. All right, so yeah, now let's open this up. Wrong button. All right, let's, where are you? Bam, there we go. Okay, so here we are. This right here is all of your different settings. Okay, so say if you wanted, and in here you can do all sorts of weird things. And this also holds true, say like if you're hosting a server on somewhere else, something like that. Okay, so here you can do all sorts of different replacements or dinos, stuff like that. Say if we wanted to change, let's say, gigas to dodos. Here, I already have it loaded up. Bam. That's how you do it. All right, all you do is change this right here, Gigantic Character B, to whichever type of dino. You can look up which ones, what they're classified as on the wikis. And then also you could go to, and to class name, then you figure out whichever one you wanted, and you put it over here. Say if you wanted to change all Pego Mastax on your playthrough to Dodos, this is how you do it, is right here, and that is in game.ini. Okay, now another thing we're going to cover is the game user settings. All right, now this one right here, game user settings, bam. Okay, so yeah, we go like this. Okay, well, we have the volume meters, all sorts of stuff like that. Now we're coming down to here. Let's see. Now, if we wanted to set up, so where I know a lot of questions I get are, how do you make, how do you get dinos that are level 150 on the island? And that's what this command right here, override official difficulty 5.0. And I have it entered here a few times because sometimes it doesn't want to work. I have it under shooter game settings, game user settings up there. And then down here, I also have it under server settings right there. Bam. Okay, so yeah, I have override official difficulty 5.0 right there and also up there. Now, if you want, say, like level 180 dinos like we use on Gaming Evolved, all you do is delete this and you go 6. Just like that. Okay, because they're always in derivatives of 30. So where if you have difficulty 1, it's max dino levels is 30. For 2, it's 60. 3, it's 90. 4, it's 120. 5, it's 150. 6, it's 180. This goes all the way up till 1 million, 1 billion, something like that. It's pretty insane how far this goes up. I would recommend not doing anything, you know, too outlandish. All right, but for the most part, those are the ones I wanted to cover in here because they're the most important ones, and they're the ones I get asked a lot. All right, so now that I've helped you with the settings, now that I've answered a bunch of questions about the settings, hey, if I missed something, leave it in the comments down below. I really appreciate that. And also, if you guys want to set up your own servers with these kind of settings, if you want the settings like I do on Soloing the Ark, this is them. Have fun with them and enjoy. All right, until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everyone. All right.